to the spider's web, and in this video we're going to be continuing with our look at these tile pieces for Dungeon Saga that have come from Dark Ops. These are the ones that are going to be on retail very soon, over the next few weeks. And I would like to point out as well, not point out, but I would like to ask forgiveness for the state of my fingers. I've been giving these a spray, which is why I've got black fingers. And I want to get a few of these done. So I'm going to put some of these to one side for the time being. And I want to concentrate on these first off. Now with this one, this sits on there like so. What I'm going to do is underneath this, I was talking about it being like doing the flame effects underneath that. I've just changed my mind on that one. I'm not going to do flame effects. I'm going to do like gunk, you know, like putrid stuff and like I don't know what to call it. Oh, kind of like a cesspit kind of thing. So I'm going to use this Nurgle's Rot, and I'm just going to change my glasses for a second. Now I'm not sure where exactly this is going to go, so I'm going to first off get my brush, which is going to be where I can find it, the largest of the pointy type brushes I have, the name of which escapes me. I found it, here we go. So it's the monster brush. Why I couldn't remember that I don't know, but still, never mind. And this is one of the reasons why I did the base in this in white, and it's also one of the reasons why, well, not one of the reasons, the top of it I've done white because this is just going to get a wash. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use this and just slap it on round about here. I'm not going to be incredibly precise with it. I'm just going to slap it on and wait for it to dry. Like so. The rest of it I'm not sure exactly where it's going to go, so I'm just going to tip it on in the hope that it's in the right place. Right, so let's have a look, see if I can see. Okay, it doesn't look too far off. I'm just going to increase just a little bit more, just to make sure. And as you can see, I'm not actually painting it on, I'm trying to get it into a smooth thing because it's not the kind of paint to do that with. I'm just dabbing it on to give it some ripples. The idea being it looks as though some of this is moving. And that's all I'm doing for this one. For the time being, I'm going to leave it at that, allow it to dry, and then turn my attention to the top parts of this particular tile, which is that one. Okay, now we have two things this is made of. I'm going to use this bit as metal on the grids. The rest of it is wood. So, to start off with the metal area, I'm going to do what I usually do, which is warp lock bronze. Okay, so I'll pop that on our pallet. Like so. And this is going to go over. I've got a stray bristle. Yeah? Again, I apologise for my fingers. Unfortunately, I haven't found a way to keep errant spray away from my fingers without using gloves, and I don't like using those gloves. And we're just going to go over this area with the paint. Okay, so that's that. And now what I want to do is just, where I've caught the white areas, I'm going to have to go over again with white. Because they need to be white. And I know, looking at this now, I can see in there where I've not got really good coverage of the whatchamacallit, the oh dear, warp-lock bronze. But I can go back and go over that a little later. Okay, this whiter shape because there's not much pigment coming off. Alright. Now, I'm going to go back into the warp-lock bronze and make sure I get all of these areas covered. You've got to get this done. If you miss any, it's going to look wrong when you finish them. You know, you really need it to look the business. As it were. It's got to look right, otherwise it's going to let the whole terrain system down. Can't see any on that side. A little bit there. Right, so that's it for that. And now, as I said, we're giving this a wash, and the wash we're giving this is Old Faithful Agrax Earthshade. And this is to give it that wooden look. And it's just a case of all over. There we go. And assuming, of course, the Warpot bronze has dried, we can always go over that as well with this brown and darken that a bit up again. A bit rather. There we go. And we've actually done this. We can then go ahead and actually add more colours if you so wish to the floor part. Just like so. And we're just getting on with this. Finish it all off. Blah de blah de blah. And you can use bits of red and other colours with this, as I said, just to give it a different look for each tile, if you so wanted. And I'll give you an idea of how that would look in a second. Just want to make sure that everywhere here is covered. Right, so now we'll clean our brush, and then we can go hunting for other colours that we can add to this. Like, for example, Drakenhof Nightshade. We can add a little bit of this into certain areas. Don't go overboard with this, with it being a fairly strong colour. Just hit one or two squares. And it just gives the wooden effect just that little shade of difference. And you can do the same with red and even green if you so wish. In fact, let's get the Keely green shade out. I'll use that one now. And we'll add yeah. Again, don't go too strong with the colour here. you're not looking to actually colour the thing, you're just looking to add a little tint to what's already there. It just breaks up that solid one, not that one solid colour. What else can we use? I said we could try a little bit of red. Let's have a look for the Caribou Crimson. That's not it. No. Come out, where there you are. And you might not see this to any great difference. It's not supposed to, you don't want it to stand out, you just want it to be, as I say, you're just doing this to just a little bit of individuality to some areas of it. And again, this part you don't have to do, you could just give it another wash over with Agrax Earthshade once it's dried. I'm going to be doing that anyway. I haven't finished with the Agrax Earthshade as yet. It's still going to have another wash once it's dried, so it's going to change the tints here. There we are. So what I want to do now is let that dry. Okay. And pop it to one side. And while that's drying, I'll show you something else. Here we have the big cross tile that we did on camera in the last video. Now what I want to do before we continue is make sure everywhere is black on this. There's still some of the brown in the crevices that's coming through, which is not what we want. So I'm just, wherever we see about looking MDF, we cover in the black. Just like so. It's not a tremendously hard thing to do. It's just with spray paint out of a can. There's not really much focus with that, so you're just basically hoping you're going to cover areas, and you tend not to. Yeah, I think that's it. Oops, there's a little bit there that needs to be done. And let's just make sure that everything looks black as it should. There we are, yep. Now what I want to go to, and why I've closed the black I don't know, because I'm going to be using the black a little bit on the palette. Not a vast amount. Again, it's the Abaddon black. Okay, and now we're going in with Altdorf Gerd blue. And we're going to mix the Altdorf Gerd blue in with the black we've just put down, just like so, to darken it up considerably to make it a very bluey black colour or bluey grey colour, because this is going to be the shadow colour. There we go. Now, what we need after that is a large dry brush, and I'm sure we have one. Yes, we do. So I just need to clean all the soap off that I've left on. And when I say soap, it's the Master's soap, brush cleaner and preserver. Okay, so we get some of the paint on here, and then we just wafting over, just like so. We're not going to see much in the line of the detail being brought out here yet. It's that will come when we start adding the paler greys on top, as you should be well aware by now. If you've watched any of my other Dungeon Saga videos, you know how I do the base colours. You know how I paint the bases and the miniatures with that, so we're doing exactly the same kind of thing on here, for the same reason, for the reason being that it's the colour of the bases of the models, so it would look, to me it would look silly if I did the dungeon a different colour. I may be wrong, I may be right, who knows. I am not going to try it. As far as I'm concerned, paint is going on here the same colour as it went on my models. Okay. And when it comes down to doing the what we call it, the paler greys, then what we need to do with that is go much more carefully, because the etchings in this and the designs that has been cut in this aren't incredibly deep. They are deep enough, but you need to be really careful that you don't obscure them, and you're not going to see much of a difference there with what we have. What I can do is just add a little bit more blue onto the palette like so, and just go over certain areas in just near enough a neat blue. As I've said before, blue is an ideal highlight colour for black. So I'll just add splashes of blue into this, not all over, and not necessarily going in all the same direction. We want to make it a little different. Like so. You may be able to see some difference in that yet. As far as I know, I can. Well, I can see the difference. I don't know whether you can on the camera. But we'll begin to see differences as we go on.